welcome back to my channel. And yes, this is my first story time video, so bear with me. I'm gonna give you guys a little disclaimer. I changed the names because I'm not here to throw shade, and like everybody, I've been through things and I just want to share that with you guys, and hopefully so that you guys can get to know me a little better. So that's the whole point of this video. So yeah, let's just get into it. I was 18 years old at the time that this all started. I moved out of my mom's house because I basically was rebelling with her. My mom was very strict when I was growing up, so I was not allowed to have any boyfriends or anything like that. I was raised very strict. Yeah, so that basically made me want to rebel when I was 18. And I was dating this guy sneakily when I was 17, and my mom found out about it and she was not very happy with that whole situation because she didn't like that guy, well, my first boyfriend. But that's not the guy who this story is about. Anyways, long story short, I was going to school in Amsterdam, or I was supposed to start school in Amsterdam, and this boy lived very close to Amsterdam, so I was like, you know, dreaming about my life in Amsterdam, seeing it all glamorous, like, oh my god, I'm gonna go to school in Amsterdam and I'm gonna have my boyfriend and everything is gonna be so great, because like, who does my mom think she is? I have walked this earth for 18 years, I know what I'm doing and I just want to be great. Very soon after I moved there, I noticed that this guy was very controlling. He didn't want for me to have any friends. He didn't want for me to hang out with people from school. So I was basically all alone, and if I was not alone, I was with him. And then 6 months after I was dating him, I found out that he was cheating on me. And the reason that he didn't want for me to have any friends was because then it was easier for me to find out that he was cheating on me all the time. So I didn't take it, so I was like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm not gonna stay with you and let you cheat on me. I'm just not gonna do that. I broke up with him and I was very heartbroken about it, because here I was in a new city all alone with no friends, because I allowed him to control me. So yeah, great. So I was talking to my mom and she told me like, yeah, I have this friend of mine that, you know, she is very nice, so you should hang out with her. She lives in Amsterdam too, just like 15 minutes from you, so you should go and hang out with her. But of course, this lady is my mom's age, so I can go there, have, you know, like Sunday tea or whatever with her, but she's not gonna be my friend. Like, come on, let's be real. But anyways, I went to her house and she had this young girl living with her, because the girl moved here to the Netherlands because she was going to study in Amsterdam. Housing in Amsterdam is a pain in the behind, so the girl couldn't find a house right away. So yeah, that's why she was living with that lady. Anyways, I went there and I saw the girl and I liked her because she was a lot of fun and we became friends, you know. So I was talking to her and telling her that I was so heartbroken about like the whole thing that happened and went down with my previous boyfriend. And then she told me like, yeah, well, I found a house and I'm gonna move in next week Saturday. And I have this friend who is really cute, and if you want to, I can introduce you guys to each other. Next week Saturday, I was there at her place to meet this guy and help her move. So I saw the guy and I was like, he's cute. So yeah, we started talking, and after that day we like switched out numbers and stuff. The only thing was that he came from Rotterdam. Amsterdam is like 2 hours away from where my mom lives and 1 hour away from Rotterdam. So that was like a tricky situation, because like, if you want to hang out, if you want to go to the movies, like, do you stay over? Do you not stay over? Like, you know, it's just a little difficult, and I didn't have a car, so it was a little difficult to, you know. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I was very naive. So I pretty much believed everything that people told me because I was raised so strict. I didn't know shit. So yeah, I was very naive. I'm just gonna put that out there. Yes, I was very naive. So we started dating. We became a couple very soon. Also, one thing was that he had a son. Son was at the time, I think 6 months old or something. And that should have ring the bell, like, you know, girl, where's your brain? Where is this baby's mom, you know? But of course, as naive and stupid as I was, that didn't ring a bell. I was like, okay, well, I guess he's cute and he treats me nice, so it is not a problem that he has a baby, right? Anyways, we're gonna call him Jason for the sake of the video. So Jason and I, we were like constantly with each other, or we were mostly at his place, to be honest, and not so much at my place because I had to share, it was a student dorm where I lived, but like I had to share my kitchen and also my living room. So it was more ideal to chill at his place because he had a whole house to himself. So we went there, we pretty much lived there. So a year has passed and I was still living with him. And then he said to me like, you know, we're paying so much rent, we're losing so much money with that, like paying your place all the way up in Amsterdam, you're never there, you know. So what about if you move in with me? So I was like, okay, well, why not? So I decided to give up my house and move in with this guy. Meanwhile, I never met the baby mama. Deep down, I felt like, it's weird that every Saturday I babysit this child and I never met his mom. And every time that we go to pick up the baby, he parks the car like 2 blocks away. So why do I never go in with him? And like, what if one Saturday I'm in, you know, shopping or whatever, and I run into his mom and she starts, you know, like, what the fuck are you doing here with my child? Like, so I was like, maybe I should ask him. So I asked him like, you know, why did I never meet the baby mama? And like, what is your situation actually? This is way too late already because I moved in with this guy. I can't even tell you what he told me, what his answer was to that question, because he was just lying and it was lame. I can't remember. I'm just gonna be honest, I can't remember what he said. Then one day, there was like Dutch soccer and he went with a friend of him and they went to watch the game. They had a lot of fun, I guess. They had a little too much to drink and he came home and he fell asleep with all his clothes on. He didn't take a shower or any of that. Later on, when I decided like, you know what, I'm tired, I'm gonna hop into the bed too, I was like, hey, Jason, you need to go shower, you know? And he was like, oh, well, whatever. He was just, you know, drunk and asleep. I did my whole routine and I went to bed. I was sleeping and then his phone started ringing. It was like 1:30 in the morning, 1:30 a.m. And I was like, okay, what is that? And why is he not picking up his phone? So I like stretched over to his side of the bed to see like who is calling. And I saw the baby mama's name. So I was like, okay, interesting. So I picked up. I'm like, hey, good evening. What do you want? And she starts like, what? Who are you? And why are you picking my man's phone? And you home wrecker? He's my baby daddy? I don't know what kind of crazy talk she was saying. I was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into, you know? So I said like, you know, girl, we're gonna call her Abigail. Abigail, you need to calm down, okay? You need to calm down because this is crazy. We're not gonna do this, okay? And I'm being cheated on too. How do you think I feel right now? And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I cannot fight. So the last thing I need is for this girl to come over and kick my ass, because she said like, yeah, I'm gonna come over in the morning and I'm gonna kick your ass because you're a hoe and you will learn tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh no, we cannot have that. And since this MFer has been lying to me, he's not gonna defend me. So like, I'm on my own now. So I was like, okay, think quick. And meanwhile, she's still like rambling and screaming and all type of things on the phone. I was like, okay, Abigail, you need to calm down. Take a breath. Listen, I'm being cheated on too. You're being cheated on too. He's lying to you and he's lying to me. So why are we fighting? You know, why are we doing that exactly? I mean, he is the one who's lying and cheating on both of us. And here he is sleeping while nothing ever happened, you know? He's probably in Wonderland right now. And here we are screaming and acting crazy against each other. I don't think that's fair. So I said like, you know, I have an idea. You can come over in the morning, but I'm gonna set some rules, okay? We're not gonna be fighting, because I cannot fight. We're not gonna be screaming to each other. We're gonna talk to each other decently, okay? That's my rule. I'm not gonna fight with you or anything like that. You can come over in the morning and then we can confront him with his actions. I think that's a way better idea. She said like, yeah, okay. I said like, okay, what time do you want to come over? She said like, well, I'm picking the first subway to come there. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So she hung up. She was angry. I was angry. And I was like, okay. So here I am fighting with this girl. And look at this motherfucker sleeping like nothing ever happened. Like there's a clear sky and the world is great and it's a perfect night to sleep. I'm like, no, I'm gonna wake your fucking ass up. So I went to the bed and I'm like, hey, wake up. He didn't wake up. But I think he already heard a little bit of the fight going on, because it's impossible to not have heard us like screaming and, you know, going ham against each other. So I'm like, hey, wake up. Nothing. And this is very, very wrong of me, but I slapped him in the face like, hey, wake up! And he didn't wake up. I'm like, okay, you don't want to wake up, huh? I'm going bucket eyes challenge on that ass. You know, I'm just gonna do that. So I was the first with that challenge anyways. So I went to the kitchen. I filled up a little bucket with some cold water. I went to the bed. And remember, I sleep next to him, so I'm also jeopardizing my sleep place, but I didn't care about that. I poured the bucket of water all over him. And here is this guy like this, still pretending to be asleep. I'm like, wow. So you're not gonna wake up? Like, okay, no problem. I took like a gas blanket, I went to the living room, I slept on the couch. And I set my alarm to wake up to, you know, welcome the girl when she comes. Abigail. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I see Jason waking up, going into the bathroom real quick. Straight after he goes out of the bathroom, he leaves. I'm trying to stop him, but of course he's a man, he's stronger than me. He like pushes me away and he leaves. I'm like, damn it, I let him escape. That's not the plan. Anyways, a few minutes later, Abigail arrives. I went downstairs and I opened the door for her and I'm like, hey, this is awkward. Anyways, I'm Jennifer. And she's like, yeah, well, Abigail. So it's like, yeah, well, he just escaped, so you can come upstairs if you want. And she comes upstairs and she said like, yeah, well, I was already thinking that it was weird that I didn't come over here for like a serious good year. And I was already wondering like why that happened and all blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, well, because I'm here. So anyways, I'm like, okay, do you want me to give you a tour to show you and to prove to you that I live here, or what do we do? She said like, well, no, I don't think that's necessary. And to be honest, you've been very nice. So I do believe you that you live here. I'm like, well, I'm gonna give you a tour anyway. We started talking and exchanging information. And she tells me like everything about her life, about like how they met, how many times they still see each other. And I told her how I got there and like, you know, basically how I got to that point sitting next to her. Like, okay, well, an hour has passed. We have talked a lot. Do you want a cup of tea? And she looks at me like, girl, I don't trust you. I understand because I wouldn't trust me either. But I'm like, you know, girl, I'm not gonna poison you. I know this is awkward, but you gotta eat, right? Did you already eat? No. I'm like, okay, well, I'm fixing us breakfast, okay? I fixed us breakfast, and we were sitting on the couch, and I, like, you know, hand her plate, and she's like, no, I want your plate. I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's a weird situation. Like, here I am sitting with the baby mama. We are both having a relationship with the same guy. That's awkward and weird. It was 10 o'clock in the meantime, and still no Jason. I called him a few times, he didn't pick up. I'm like, okay, girl, you're gonna stay over, so he has to come home at a certain time, you know? So if you need to fix someone to pick your baby up from daycare, you better start fixing it, because you're not leaving before we get the situation handled. Long story short, it was 7 o'clock when Jason walked back into the house. The first thing she does is attack him. And she tries to, like, you know, scratch him in the face, punch him. There was this table and this table leg that we screwed out of the table, and it was just laying around there. She picked that up and she was like beating him and, you know, screaming at him and I don't know what kind of stuff, but of course your girl can't fight, so I was like just standing there and looking like, okay. After they are done fighting, I ask him, like, Jason, are you in a relationship with Abigail? And he says yes. Then Abigail asks him, Jason, are you in a relationship with Jennifer? And he says yes. Okay, well, you need to choose. You need to choose today, because you cannot have both of us, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, you go, girl. And then she goes like, but if you don't choose me, if you choose Jennifer over me, then you're not gonna see your son anymore. I'm like, oh, great. Here we go. Here we go. This is really messed up. Like, how can you guys play me like that? So there I am with my stupid ass fuck ass standing there like, oh, okay, great. This is how it all went down. And of course he picks her. So here I am with no house, with living with this stupid ass fuck who let me, you know, give up my house to live with him, and his baby mama acting crazy now, which I actually understand in a way, but like, it's messed up, you know? So then he says, like, you know what, Abigail, I think it's been enough. I'm gonna bring you to the subway station, and we're gonna figure this out. Of course, I'm gonna choose you because I love you, I love my son, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm nobody. I thought of like ending my life. And that sounds really crazy, especially if I think about it now. Yes, I really thought of ending my life because I didn't see a way out of this crazy situation, which is crazy because, like, why would you let a guy be that important to you that you want to kill yourself, end your life over something like that? That's no. Anyways, thank God I didn't do it. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to crawl through the dust and maybe tell my mom what happened. And that felt really, I felt so ashamed because my mom warned me for this whole thing, and you know, she talked to me so much. This is probably why she was so strict all the time, because she didn't want for me to go to these type of things. But I didn't listen, I was rebelling, and there was that moment where I was like, okay, mom was right and I was wrong. I'm living with this loser and he has a whole life outside of our life together. So I was sitting there crying and stuff, and then he came back and he was like, yeah, don't cry, we're gonna figure it out. I'm like, yeah, well, you're gonna find me a new house. That's just what you're gonna do. You're gonna find me a new house, okay? That's all I wanna hear. Tomorrow, it's already late. I'm gonna go to my mom's, and when I come back, you better have a house for me. You're gonna find me a new house because it was your idea to move in with you. So I don't wanna hear nothing. I'm done, okay? I'm done. I want you to find me a new house. So the next day, I packed up all my stuff. Well, not all my stuff, but a lot of my stuff, and I went to my mom's house. And because my mom and I, we like, you know, we had like, our relationship was not the best at the time. It was not as it is now, because we recently have been to my whole rebelling stage. But my mom still wanted to be at peace with me, so she didn't ask me why I came to stay over. She didn't ask anything. So 1 week went by and she didn't ask. She was just happy that I was home, and you know, like old times. Then 2 weeks passed by. She didn't ask anything. Then 3 weeks later, she said like she just came to my room in the morning, and she had like a cup of tea, and she said like, well, Jenny, I just wanted to tell you that if there's anything wrong, sorry, I don't want to cry, but if there's anything wrong, just know that you can always tell me, because I'm your mother, and you know, you can tell me anything. Oh my God, I don't want to cry. Get it together, girl, get it together. Okay, oh no. Oh God. But okay, basically she told me like, if there's anything wrong, just tell me and I will always help you. But I just want you to know that I'm here for you. And instead of me telling her what is going on, I was like, oh no, no, no. She's gonna find out, and then I'm gonna be even more ashamed. I need to leave. I went back to Jason's house. He was like all happy that I came back and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, boy, listen, I only came back because my mom almost found out that something's wrong, okay? That's the only reason I came back. Did you find me my house? I went. And he said like, no, I didn't find you a house yet, but no problem. We're gonna work on it. Then, yes, it's very stupid. A few days later, he impressed me and I got back with him. We were back to being a couple. Forward to 6 months later in time, we had a fight again. Very stupid fight. I wanted to go to a party and he wanted to come with me, but I didn't have enough tickets for him to come with me because I invited a friend, and basically I went to the party and he went out by himself. I woke up and it was 9 o'clock and there's no Jason in the bed, there's no Jason in the house. So I was like, okay, this is like a never-ending story with this guy. So okay, I called him and the baby mama picks up. I'm like, good morning. And she's like, hey. I'm like, is this Abigail? She goes, yes. I'm like, okay, bye. She's like, okay, bye. And I hang up the phone. Anything. Straight after that call, when I hanged up, I called my mom. I told her everything because I was sick and tired. I told my mom everything and she was like, okay, you know what, girl? Why don't you go to your house? I told her I don't have a house anymore. She's like, what? I'm like, I don't have a house anymore. She's like, okay, and then come home. I'm like, okay, I'm coming home. Are you coming to get me? She's like, yes, I'm coming to get you. My mom left the house to come and pick me up, and her and my stepdad, they like put everything, all my stuff in the car. And when we had the last bag in our hand, who arrived? Oh my God, what is going on? Don't leave. And he's like on his knees crying, like, no, don't go, don't leave, blah, 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 I love you. And it was all a joke. And I'm like, I don't want to hear it. So I left and he's like texting me, please, can we talk about this? I'm so sorry and I'm just gonna do better and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what kind of stuff, all types of bullshit. And I was just not having it anymore. I really wasn't. I went to my mom's house. We went together on a hunt for a new house and we ended up finding a new house for me. So I think 2 weeks later I moved out and I went into my own apartment. Fast forward to a lot of things. I did not let go of that dumb, stupid ass relationship. I cannot believe it, but yes, I did not let go of it. But anyways, one day he calls me and he told me like, yeah, my landlord said he wants his house back, because he is gonna live in his own house with his family. So I have no place to go. Can I crash on your couch? I really should not do this. But okay, you can move in. Don't ask, okay? Don't judge me, guys. I was young and this is a long time ago, okay? A few weeks became a month became 2 months, and before you knew it, we were 6 months further. Then one day there is this concert going on, like very close to our house, and it was a Friday night. And he tells me like, yeah, well, Jenny, there is this concert that I really want to go to. Do you want to come? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, boy, I need to work in the morning. I don't like that life because then I have to drink Red Bull all the time at work to stay awake. And I just didn't want to do all of that. Anyway, I need to work with money and stuff. I don't want to make mistakes and stuff. Okay? So if you want to go, you can go alone. I don't mind it. Call your friends, go with your friends. And then, okay, he went out. I went to bed. I said, like, I'll see you in the morning when you're done partying. I'm sleeping in my bed. You know, cozy, happy. And my phone starts ringing. My phone starts ringing and it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I pick up and it's my friend. And she's like, yeah, well, I'm here at this party. I'm like, yeah, I need to work in the morning, so I'm gonna go back to sleep. No. You know who's here, right? I'm like, yeah, I know Jason is there, but like, I need to work in the morning, so I couldn't make it. She's like, yeah, but do you know with who he is here? I'm like, oh no, please don't tell me. Please no. And she goes like, yeah, he is here with Abigail. And they're here kissing and, you know, acting all flirty on the dance floor. I'm like, hold up. I did not believe it. I was flabbergasted. Like, what the fuck? You don't have a house? You come stay with me because you don't have a house anymore. You want to crash on my couch and there you go. And then you choose to go party with your baby mama and like embarrass me like that? This has to end. And it's gonna end today. It's gonna end today, okay? So what I do is I wake up, I get out of bed, I go to my roommate, Kimmy. I'm like, Kimmy, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. And she wakes up, like, you know, with her bad hat, she's sleeping, of course. And she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, girl, I need to tell you a story, but you gotta help me. So I basically tell her the whole story. And she's like, girl, what? I'm like, yes. And now, he's not getting in this house anymore. It's over. It's over. And you need to help me, okay? You need to help me. So what we did is we changed up our locks, like from our doors. But meanwhile, like the main entrance, he still has the key to that door. So after we changed those 2 locks, we were like, but now he can still get in the house, you know? So what are we gonna do about that? And you know, clock is ticking. So what we did is we put the key in the hole. We broke it off, like we trapped it and it broke off in the lock, you know? So like, then we called our landlord who is next door and we told him like, yeah, we got home and you know, it broke in the door, blah, blah, and yeah, we don't know what to do now. We think someone tried to break in and that's why it broke, blah, blah. We were lying. But then he said like, well, you know what, ladies, I'm gonna call like someone to come change the lock. So, perfect. The lock was changed, our locks were changed, you know, in the house. So, perfect. Then I told her like, yeah, you need to help me pack in his stuff. Like, I don't know, I know the party would end at 5, so I know like my place from where the party was is like 15 minutes, so I just wanted to be sure. I went out of the house like at 10 minutes before 5 and I put like all the stuff outside. And meanwhile, I was keeping an eye on all the stuff because I didn't want for anyone to steal his stuff, then that would have been more trouble. Okay. Then it's like 10 minutes past 5 and who comes home? And I hear him like, you know, messing around with the lock and nothing is opening, of course, with the door and stuff. And then all of a sudden he starts like, you know, knocking on the door like, hey, open up, blah, blah. He starts like throwing little rocks to my window. And I open up the window. I'm like, Jason, just pack your stuff and leave, okay? This relationship is over. Go live with your baby mama. I know everything. Hey, I'm done. And he continues. Then he's like, but I love you, blah, blah. And then from being friendly, he starts like being aggressive. Like, you're a hoe anyways, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a neighbor, like a few houses away. He opens up his window and he's like, hey, you heard her. Pack your stuff and leave. And then he like takes all his stuff and he leaves. And yeah, he basically walked out of my life. I didn't contact him ever since that day. And yeah, that's basically the end of the story. I don't take anything that happened at heart, but I do think it shaped me into the woman that I am today. It took me a good time to get over that. But after that relationship, I really started to love myself first and put myself first. And that's just basically the message that I have for you. Like, put yourself first in every situation. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. Don't buy it, girls.